Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this is Hello Galaxy Star Alliance, flight number 536, leaving on the gate number 6.
We are now introducing our flight crew. Here we have Hanna, who is our flight assistant.
Here we have a captain of our flight, Tuulia.
Here we have Minja, who is our designated space babe.
And here we have our dashing space grid, Jira.
Here we have our flight attendant, Nisa. And over here we have our stylist, Pentti, because your style has to be impeccable on space. We also would like to thank our tech team who is making this flight possible for us. And also, we would like to thank all of our land crew back in Earth.
Now, please take your seats, fasten your seatbelts, enjoy the journey, welcome aboard.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have ignition.
Good evening, Japan. Do we have our first broadcaster, Andrea, here?
We have next up coming an interview with Andrea. We are talking about her life in Japan as a Lolita, living and working in her daily life. Eli seuraavaksi haastattelemme Andreaa, joka työskentelee ja elää Japanissa. Ja hän pukeutuu Lolitaan joka päivä työssään. Okay, we have Andrea with us. Hello, Andrea.
Hello.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming with us.
Glad you could join us today.
It's my pleasure.
First, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. So my name is Andrea. Some of you may know me from because I work at Wunderwelt in Moi Moitié. I used to run the Moitié Diaries over at the official Moi Moitié Instagram account. And I also generally run the overseas events for the Moi Moitié brand, so in the US and in Europe. So maybe we have even met in real life at some point, and hopefully we will be able to do that again at some point. So yeah.
Yeah, hope so. Can't wait to meet you again.
Yes, same here.
Now we have our first question. Would you like to introduce yourself to us and the audience?
And where you're originally from?
Oh, I'm from Germany originally.
Okay. How long have you been living in Japan?
It's been about 10 years now, a little over 10 years.
Why did you move to Japan?
From a young age, I was interested in manga and anime and all that kind of stuff. And then I actually majored in Japanese in university. And during university, when I actually started to, learn about Japanese history and, actual culture and that kind of stuff, I quite fell out of love with the whole idea. But I also thought, if you don't go yourself, you don't really know what it's like. So I decided to just go and try living there for a bit. So originally I wanted to only stay there for about 8 months with a working holiday visa and then go back to university. But it didn't quite work out that way. So so you can say that it probably was a dream at some point, but at the point when I was actually able to realize it, it maybe wasn't such a big dream anymore. Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird situation.
So you faced some challenges when you moved in Japan. Was it like a dream come true for you?
Well, my 15-year-old self will probably be pretty impressed with me right now, but yeah. I'm sorry, what was the other question?
Yeah, it was that. Yeah. Did you study the language for a long time before you moved to Japan?
Actually, I studied for about 3 years in university, but then I also went to Japanese language school in Japan after my working holiday visa was up. And I studied at Japanese language school for about 1 year. And I do have to say that being on the ground and in the actual country, you can study a lot more in less time, obviously, than in university and in other countries. So I definitely, my Japanese wasn't that great when I came here, but I really made lots of progress once I was actually here and entered language school and basically just spent every day studying Japanese.
Lovely. You are now pretty much living a Lolita fantasy by working to Triple M and Wunderwelt. How did you end up working for the brands?
First of all, the job is really not that exciting, so I don't know about the Lolita dream life. But yeah, the story of how I did get the job is also rather unexciting. So I simply saw a job offer on Twitter actually when they were looking for part-time staff. That was in 2016. And then I applied and I got the part-time job, and then I kind of worked my way up to actual employee. And here I am. Yeah, so I worked at Wunderwelt, and then the company that also owns Wunderwelt bought Mormi Moitié. So since I was already there, I was obviously going to, handle the English side of things like social media and customer service and that kind of stuff.
Oh.
And yeah, so that's the story.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, thank you. During Corona, you have been hosting Muoti Diaries. Those have been really enjoyable to watch. I've been really enjoying them myself. Is it hard to host one episode? And I guess it takes a long time to make one. So can you tell a little bit what it takes to prepare one episode?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for saying all these kind things. I'm very glad that you have been enjoying them. And also thank you to everybody else who always tuned in or watched it later. It really depends on the episode. For example, when we have new items to be released that I can introduce, then it's fairly easy because, I just have to show the items and talk a little about them. But on days when we didn't really have anything going on, obviously I had to think of other things to talk about. And yeah, so to try and keep people engaged. So that was sometimes quite difficult. But luckily, always all the viewers were always really kind and participated in the different things that I came up with. For example, I did something called Appreciation Friday, where we would choose one dress and then people could send in their coordinate photos and we would talk about them during the show, which was really lovely. And we always got a lot of participation with that. And from that, I thought it might be interesting to do actually new coordinate challenges where people could make their own coordinates for this theme, which I also always did myself as well, which was also really fun. But all in all, it actually really took a long time, both for preparation on the day. So usually I would take about 1.5 hours to get ready myself and then do a broadcast for anywhere from, so the first broadcast was probably 6 minutes long, and then the longest episode we ever did was about an hour. So time-wise, it was also always really very different. So I would take 1.5 hours to get ready, and then I don't know, an hour or so to put everything back together, because I've been doing them from my home. There's not a lot of space, so I basically had to prepare the area where I was filming every time, which also was quite time consuming. So yeah, so there were different challenges that I had to work out, but it was all in all a really interesting experience, and I'm very glad that we went to 55 episodes or so. So I'm really thankful to be able to do this. And I also received a lot of comments of people who were really thankful, and they said it really helped them during lockdown. So I'm glad that I was able to do something for people as well in these really weird times.
Yes,
Yep.
definitely. I think people really enjoyed watching those episodes, and
Thank you.
were really innovative with your challenges and everything you did for there. for the episode. So thank you so much for hosting those.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, when Muamemwati attends an event, you accompany Manasama to the event and manage your side of the event organization. What do you enjoy most when you are attending an event as a guest?
Definitely meeting new people, meeting more Memoitia fans. And since we've done a few events now, obviously I also now already have some friends. So seeing those friends again is also always really special, and I'm really thankful for that. I really know so many people now that I probably wouldn't have known if I didn't have had this chance of going overseas with more Memoitia. So, and the Morty community is also just full of really cool people. So I'm really thankful to be able to be included in that. And other than that, definitely the fashion show. So I'm responsible for all the aspects of the fashion show, from choosing models to making the coordinates and deciding which looks to show. And yeah, I definitely spend a lot of time with that and put a lot of effort in that. And yeah, sometimes it's quite difficult because the brand isn't that big and we don't have that many releases. So I always have to think about ways to maybe show older items in new ways, or yeah, to just showcase maybe accessories as well. And yeah, so that's basically so the main point that I focus on in events.
That's a lot of hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, and I really like your fashion show looks. I really enjoyed when you did those like triplet looks for
Yes,
Hellocon.
thank you so much. Yeah, I'm definitely obsessed with like twinning and tripleting. So yeah, I definitely try to do something like that. I'm really obsessed with identical twinning, just in opposite colors. So yeah, our last event, I was able to do one where really both models used the exact same items, just in white and in black. So yeah, that was for me personally, that was really satisfying because I just really love these looks.
Yes, that was lovely.
Thank you so much.
So now you have been living in Japan for about 10 years, right?
Yes.
Have your image of the country changed during the time?
I would say yes. So obviously when I moved to Japan, I was only 23, so fairly young still. And I mean, I was young and naive. That's the privilege of the young, that you're allowed to be naive, I think. But I really thought that as long as you are true and you have pure intentions, then there will be no problem. Then you'll be able to communicate and get along with everybody. But it's just not that easy. And I used to really hate the term cultural differences, like this belief that just because we're from from different countries, we will have these ingrained differences. So I really hated this kind of thinking when I was younger. But it's definitely true that they're just people from different cultures often just have really different ways of thinking about things, or just yeah, thinking and talking about things. And yeah, so that's definitely something that changed for me. And also this is maybe not so much the country's fault, but as you get older, your priorities change as well. And personally, I found as the older you get, the harder it is to spend your time in a country that's not your own, because yeah, at first I was just like, as long as I can be in Japan, I don't really care about anything else. But now I do care about a lot of things. So yeah, it's definitely getting harder once you get older. Another thing is also that I'm German, I'm white, I fit in Germany, and nobody thinks differently of me. And in Japan, obviously, I stand out. And that was a new experience for me, but I do recommend that everybody experience that at some point, because you will know what it is for people who have to experience that not by choice, like in their everyday life. And I think you will think differently about people after that.
Yes, that's really beautiful thing to think about, and it really expands your view of people.
Oh, it definitely does. Yes.
As a true lifestyle Lolita, you wear Lolita to work. Of course, at your workplace, it's normal work attire, but how do you feel commuting to work in Lolita fashion, and what is it like to wear Lolita just going about your daily life?
One good thing about Japan is that nobody will come up to you and like ask you about what you're wearing, like in a negative way. Or I know that a lot of Lolitas in Europe and in the US get comments like, "Are you in a play?" or "Why are you dressed like that?" or "Are you dressed up for something?" or stuff like that. That usually does not happen in Japan. Like if you look weird to people, they will just try to pretend like you're not even there. So you will definitely not be bothered with negative comments. So in that regard, there's no problem with commuting. One problem might be that depending on the train line that you use, it is so full that you might not physically be able to fit into the train with a petticoat on. So that is definitely something that you would need to keep in mind. I'm lucky because it's not a problem where I live, but depending on the train line, you will definitely have some problems.
Well, are the differences in reaction you have experienced in different cities or parts of Japan? How do they differ?
Yes, I have definitely experienced that. So I live near Tokyo, not directly in Tokyo now, but near Tokyo. So in Tokyo, usually people will just ignore you because also because people are busy. And actually in Tokyo, I think the most attention that I've got was from foreign tourists instead of actual Japanese people. Because yeah, everybody is busy and has somewhere to go, and they just pretend like you don't exist for most of the time. And when I travel in Lolita, I do notice that in other cities, I do get approached more for like photos or just friendly comments. That happens sometimes. Yeah, so I've definitely noticed a difference, but it might also be because when I'm in different cities, I go to touristy places and, you know, places where people maybe have more time and are more open to like engaging their environment, I suppose. So that might also be a factor.
Do you feel like people react differently because you are a Western Lolita, or do you think it's just the fashion in general that they are interested in?
In my case, I don't really think it's because I'm a Westerner. One thing is that I have black hair and I don't stand out that much. But if you are more the stereotypical like Westerner, like for example, if you have blonde hair, if you're tall, you know, if you're more easily noticeable, then that might have some impact on the reactions that you're going to get. But me personally, because I have black hair and I am like only slightly taller than average Japanese height, I don't really think it really makes such a difference. I've also sometimes been told, "Oh, I didn't even notice that you were Western because I didn't even look at your face because I was looking at your clothes." So that actually sometimes helps to like draw attention away from the fact that I'm not Japanese, which I actually quite like.
We have a watcher question, should I say, of 6 I'm sorry if I butchered your name, asks, how did your job change during lockdown?
Oh, so I'm working 4 days a week from home now. So it has changed actually quite a lot. Let's see. So because of that, I'm actually right now not really wearing Lolita much because I'm very much a person who just wears Lolita for, you know, like going out and just going about my daily life. I don't really enjoy just getting dressed up for photos and then taking it off again. To me personally, it often feels a bit like a waste of time, to be honest. Like, unfortunately, I don't really enjoy that. I wish I did because I do miss dressing in Lolita. So yeah, that is a pretty stupid situation right now. But yeah, let's see. Well, when I did Morty Diaries, obviously I really spent a lot of time just on managing that. Not only doing the broadcasts, but also thinking of content for the broadcasts and then getting that together. I was also never really able to have a plan for the broadcasts, like maybe a few weeks in advance. I was really mostly just struggling to get the 2 broadcasts a week together for that week and then struggle again next week because I just didn't have the time to like make a long-term plan, which I really wanted to do, but it was just there was no time. Yeah, other than that, within the department, like some roles have changed a little because now that I'm working from home, I do some stuff that I haven't done before and stuff like that. But yeah, so the biggest change is definitely that right now I'm working from home and actually can't really wear Lolita anymore.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. We have another viewer question here.
Sure.
So people in the Western communities have noted that Moti has been more accepting of more diverse models in the fashion. Would you say that this was an active decision on your part? And what has the reaction been from the company and also the Lolita community?
I mean, I was aware that especially in the US, you have to be more inclusive, but I can't really say that I ever used or ever chose someone as a model just because they were a certain height or skin color or weight or whatever. Everybody is there because I wanted them there because I thought they were good. And I don't really think that my decisions were influenced that much by, this kind of stuff. I think, no matter what skin color or what, sorry. So no matter what skin color or height or weight you are, as long as you have good style, then, that will translate to your looks. So I don't really believe in this skin color can only wear this color or whatever. So if you can pull off your looks, then I really don't care what you are and who you are. Then that speaks for itself. Did I answer that question? Was there another question?
Yeah, that's really true.
Sorry, there was one more thing. So especially what I remember after our first overseas fashion show in Seattle, there were some comments on Japanese Twitter like, I've never really thought that dark-skinned people could wear Lolita, but they look really lovely and stuff like that, which kind of at the time was I don't know, it was kind of both really rude and really good because obviously everybody can wear it. It really has nothing to do with skin color. But on the other hand, it's nice that we were able to change some people's opinions regarding that as well. So
yeah,
small steps.
That's really good.
Yeah,
that's really nice. Yeah. So when me and Hanna came to visit
yes.
Japan last year, you took us around for sightseeing, and you really know some nice places around there.
Thank you.
Could you give some tips for other people when they are visiting Japan?
Yes, I can definitely do that. So I don't know if people are interested in my choices, but here goes. So I really love Yokohama, which is the big port city next to Tokyo. So I'm going to primarily talk about what to do.
Start the reel, please.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
From the visit, so we are going to start a photo reel here.
Yes.
So you can see the places Andrea is talking about. Oh, you're getting so much likes here. Andrea,
oh, really? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming to watch, and please send us more questions. All right, here is.
Oh, yes, here we go.
Reel coming.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right.
So the first area I'd like to talk about is called the Yokohama Yamate Seiyo-kan, which is a collection of 7 buildings that are in Western style, actually, in Yokohama, because being a port city, Yokohama has always had more foreigners, like foreign diplomats and traders, and these kinds of people than other cities. And these wealthy persons built their own houses, and they wanted Western style houses. So yeah, so these are some of the houses that were in that area, and they are really lovingly preserved. So this is only one of the 7 houses that we're seeing here right now. Is the photo reel moving? Yes. The houses are also really lovingly decorated inside, and there's always seasonal decorations as well. This was during Halloween, so there was a lot of Halloween decoration going on, which was really lovely. Let's see. So yeah, so these are Western style houses. So I don't know if someone who's coming to Japan for a visit would be super interested in that kind of thing. But I think it's really A, they're really lovely, and B, it's interesting to see because the whole area definitely has a sort of Western style feel, even though it's in the middle of Japan. So I personally think that's really interesting, and I just enjoy old houses a lot.
Sorry, tech team, you can
Yes.
go with photos. Just keep them rolling.
There we go. So we have some interior shots here. Some of these houses are more, more interesting than others inside, because some have more complete rooms and furnitured rooms than others. So you might find some of them more interesting than others. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that you check them out. They're all free to enter. You just need to take off your shoes, which is a common thing in Japan. So if you go sightseeing, also if you go to temples or shrines, you should also be prepared to take off your shoes. So I would definitely recommend wearing some kind of shoe that you can take off really easily, because it gets really annoying.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah. And yeah, so you're allowed to take photos as well. So we have some more interior shots here.
Yeah, it looks really lovely there.
And yeah, so this was actually, I wanted to go to these houses with you guys as well, but we didn't have enough time. But yeah. Yeah, we can go through these a little bit faster, I think. Let's see. So yeah, all of these lovely Halloween decorations. I don't know what I thought when I took this photo like that, but sorry about that.
It's artistic.
Yeah, I tried.
You can go a bit faster, Ronja.
So yeah, so this is that's a really small picture. This is another house from the outside, and then it had a really lovely park as well. So yeah, all of these houses are definitely lovely photo spots as well. So yeah, so this is a model of all these 7 houses. Yeah, and they're quite close together, so it's really easy to just walk to each of them, or you can just check out a couple if you're not interested in seeing all of them. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks really lovely place. I wish we had the time to go there, but next time when we come to visit you again.
Yeah, next time we should definitely go. And yeah, you can take photos in. I'm sorry?
I love the garden as well. It's really beautiful.
They definitely, as far as I know, it's all run by volunteers, and they definitely put a lot of effort into, really making sure that everything looks nice as well. So that's lovely. Yeah, here we have another of the houses from outside. And yeah, so they're really just Western style of that time period. It's really lovely. Let's see. Oh, what happened? Tech team, what happened?
Oh, next. I guess we're moving to next place then.
Yes, we can just go to the next place. So in the same area is also a really lovely cafe that I would like to introduce. It's called Enokite. It's also in another one of those older buildings. It's very Western style, but also very pretty. And yeah, so that is the entrance. You can sit inside or outside. See, it's quite small, so sometimes you might not be able to get in. But yeah, if you're lucky.
Beautiful.
And then there's a cake shop and sweets shop on the 2nd floor. So that's the interior. This was a slightly sneaky photo, so it's not that great. But yeah, so that's what it looks on the inside. It's very, yeah, another old-timey Western style building. This was what I had that day. And that is the cafe from the outside. So this is also a really lovely cafe that you can definitely check out if you decide to go look at these other houses as well. So that is the first area that I would like, that I wanted to introduce to you guys. The next area would be, let's see, are we done with, yes. Then I would also like to talk about the Minatomirai area in Yokohama. It has a lot of things to do and a lot of things to see, and it's actually really close to the other houses that we talked about as well. So first of all, it has 2 ships, one sailing ship, the Nippon Maru, and then another ship, the Hikawa Maru as well. That's the Hikawa Maru. And you can go and look at both of these ships. You can go inside and let's see. Yes.
Oh my goodness, so
Yes,
beautiful.
that was really lovely. So the sails on that ship are not up all the time. So we were really lucky that day that the sails were up. Yeah, but I definitely recommend it. You can also take really lovely photos there as well.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that that looks like a theme day for a naval Lolita Coord.
Yes, definitely. Also in that area is the Yokohama red brick warehouse that you can see that you saw briefly in those other photos. And it's also in the area, and it has a lot of it's a renovated warehouse made from red brick, obviously, and it has a lot of shops and cafes. Yeah, that was when we were on the ship.
Yeah, we visited the ships too. It was
Yes.
so lovely in there, and it was such a beautiful day when we went there. So I had a really good time.
Yes, this is the famous scene from Titanic, because if you go on a ship, you're required to imitate that. And yeah, yes, I miss
Definitely.
Hannah. The other really lovely view of the Yokohama Bay area from the ships as well. So I definitely would recommend going there. And the interiors, the cabins, and that kind of stuff, it's also lovely preserved as well. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff at all, I would definitely recommend checking that out.
Definitely. Really
Also
good
in the
view.
same area is also the Yokohama Landmark Tower, the famous Yokohama Chinatown, the Cup Noodle Museum, and the Yokohama Museum of Art. So there's definitely a lot to do in that area. Oh, okay, stop here. So yeah, definitely would recommend checking out Yokohama because it's really lovely.
Yeah.
And then if you find yourself in Kobe and enjoy old Western style buildings, you can also go to the Kobe Ijinkan, which is basically the same as the group of old houses in Yokohama that we talked about, because Kobe is also a port town. So Kobe also had a lot of foreigners who built their own houses in their own style. So yeah, there's also another group of really lovely Western style houses. I unfortunately I only went there once and I didn't have enough time to go actually inside. But yeah, that was definitely be something that I really want to do. But I don't really go to Kobe anymore, so I don't know if I have the chance anytime soon. But yeah,
Yeah, you can go ahead with the photos.
yes. Yes, that would be another one of the ones in Kobe. As far as I remember, these are not free to visit, so you have to pay. I think you can pay by each house, or you can get a sort of group or like a ticket to go to several houses. So yeah, unfortunately, these are not free, but also definitely worth checking out. And then we have just one more tip in Tokyo. It's a cafe that I really love. It's called Coffee Zaroff. It's really, really tiny. It has about 3 tables inside. And let's see if we have photos. Yes. So these are from the website because I think photos are not allowed in there. I don't really remember. But yeah, it's definitely really, really tiny and very intimate. It's basically run by one person, and yeah, so I think we went together there as well, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I remember the owner knew a Finnish movie director, right? He said something. Yes.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, he's definitely very knowledgeable in different kinds of areas, and if I remember correctly, he also speaks some English. So yeah, definitely don't hesitate to check that out as well. There's also an art gallery on the second floor of the little cafe that you can check out for free as well. And this sounds strange, but make sure to check out the toilet as well because it is a sight to behold.
I was just about to say that. It
Yeah.
was so beautiful in that toilet.
Yes.
Perfect for photos then.
Yes, it's definitely very spectacular. So yeah, that cafe is in sort of in Shinjuku, but sort of out of the way. There's not really anything in that direct area that's worth visiting. But if you find yourself in Shinjuku and don't mind hopping on a train or having a little longer walk, then I would definitely recommend this cute little cafe as well. Yeah, lovely photo here as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to end with a photo from our trip. It was so lovely, and thank you so much for giving the tips to others, and thank you for showing me and Hanna around when we visited in Japan.
It was my pleasure. Yeah, so that's all of my tips for sightseeing. And yeah, if you find yourself in Japan, I'm happy to show you around.
Oh, someone else said that they're happy to hear they are not alone checking out the aesthetic clues. Yeah, I have a few places that I like places where the toilets are so amazing. I just had to take photos in there.
Yeah, I mean it's really lovely, you know, like everything is so beautiful, even the toilets. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for all of these tips. Now,
You're very welcome. I hope some people found some places they would like to check out. Yeah, sorry if it wasn't really what other people had in mind, but yeah, so these are my picks, and I hope you get to enjoy them at some point in time when travel is possible again, whenever that may be. So yeah.
I think it's interesting to hear some like
something more unconventional, maybe. But yeah, absolutely. Since we are on an intergalactic flight through the bright future of Lolita fashion, I want to ask you a question. Now, what is your first image when it comes to galactic Lolita?
What would a galactic Lolita wear?
Probably something glittery because of you know, stars and that kind of thing. So probably yeah, something on a dark base fabric with yeah, stars or glittery things, I suppose, or maybe some glittery fabric. That would be also nice. Yeah, probably nothing that I would wear, but yeah.
If you had the chance to go to space,
Yes.
would you do it?
Yes, if it's safe, I would definitely want to see it.
So you'll be the first ambassador for Muammer Morty and Wonder World when they set the colony to Mars and open the first Lolita boutique there.
I'm sorry, I can't really hear you.
I'm sorry, the mic, my scarf might be interrupting a little, but yes, so you would be the first ambassador when they set a colony to Mars and they opened the first Lolita boutique there.
Yeah, sure. I can fill that role if I'm asked to do that. But I don't really know if I would want to live on Mars. So I mean, I would like to maybe go visit, but I don't know if I want to like really live on another planet.
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm quite happy here on Earth. But I don't know, space Lolita, maybe? So if any of our viewers have any more questions, please go ahead and send some questions. And in the meanwhile, Andrea, if you had to duel, would you choose a parasol or a star-shaped purse?
Definitely a parasol. I mean, a parasol, because of the length, it will give you like more range of motion and you don't have to come close. And I mean, stabbing someone is always better than whacking someone. So I would definitely go with a parasol.
Really, because I'm more a Paris kind of a girl, but okay.
You know, you can swing it off and get
Yes, you can be like, ding, and you can whack them as well. So yeah, definitely more options with a parasol.
You can
So
also
no questions.
Oh yeah, you can throw the bag though.
Yes, exactly.
I'm really bad at throwing, so plus you can and you can only throw it once. If you let go of it, then you know. So yeah, definitely parasol.
Oh, we have another question. So what are your favorite foods to eat in Japan?
I like just Western food, but I like sashimi and that kind of stuff, or omurice. But I also try being vegan, or at least vegetarian, as much as possible. So there's actually some really lovely vegan restaurants in Tokyo as well that I would love to go to again at some point in time. But yeah, I mean, I really have a lot of foods that I love, so I couldn't really choose just one thing. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you for having me. And yeah, I hope at least some parts of this interview were interesting. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope you had a pleasant journey.
Yes, it was excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank
All right, thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Between artists Puvithel and Jiri. A reminder to everyone that those who suffer with PTSD did not cause their own PTSD. Someone or something hurt them. Bibolo Rose inspires and informs aspiring and veteran Lolitas alike to overcome self-doubt and to discover their most authentic identities through Lolita fashion. Empire Noir is an elegant Gothic Lolita and people of color owned brand inspired by the regal and the macabre of her African culture, as well as Gothic and classic elements of the Victorian and Baroque periods. Cloudberry Lady is a Finnish Lolita fashion label specialized in millinery and custom-made garments. The label creates long-lasting, high-quality garments and headwear inspired by fairy tales and bygone eras. Genkix creates unique shoes and accessories for adults, inspired by a variety of different historical eras. The label strives to use recycled and residue materials whenever possible in their products. At Wonderworld, you will find clothing both used and unused from many popular Gothic and Lolita brands. Wonderworld is a shop to turn to for your most authentic Lolita dreams. During Hello Galaxy event, Wonderworld offers a -1,000 yen coupon code for orders above 10,000 yen until April the 30th. The Chinese Lolita brands Long Ears and Sharp Ear Studio and Pink Up have a variety of different lucky packs reserved for Lunar New Year, including clothes and accessories depending on your order. All designs shown are up-and-coming releases. Orders made in the duration of Hello Galaxy can get a tote bag of their own choice by quoting Hello Galaxy at checkout.
Hello. Next, we shall be serving looks that are worth to show to your leader. So, welcome aboard to our Space Community Fashion Show. Seuraavaksi luvassa Space Community Fashion Show. Nauttikaa näistä luukeista.
Did Not Hurt Myself is a collaboration between artists Puvithel and Jiri. A reminder to everyone that those who suffer with PTSD did not cause their own PTSD. Someone or something hurt them. Bibolo Rose inspires and informs aspiring and veteran Lolitas alike to overcome self-doubt and to discover their most authentic identities through Lolita fashion. Empire Noir is an elegant Gothic Lolita and people of color owned brand inspired by the regal and the macabre of her African culture, as well as Gothic and classic elements of the Victorian and Baroque periods. Cloudberry Lady is a Finnish Lolita fashion label specialized in millinery and custom-made garments. The label creates long-lasting, high-quality garments and headwear inspired by fairy tales and bygone eras. Genkix creates unique shoes and accessories for adults, inspired by a variety of different historical eras. The label strives to use recycled and residue materials whenever possible in their products. At Wonderworld, you will find clothing both used and unused from many popular Gothic and Lolita brands. Wonderworld is a shop to turn to for your most authentic Lolita dreams. During Hello Galaxy event, Wonderworld offers a -1,000 yen coupon code for orders above 10,000 yen until April the 30th. The Chinese Lolita brands Long Ears and Sharp Ear Studio and Pink Up have a variety of different lucky packs reserved for Lunar New Year, including clothes and accessories depending on your order. All designs shown are up-and-coming releases. Orders made in the duration of Hello Galaxy can get a tote bag of their own choice by quoting Hello Galaxy at checkout.
Welcome back. Now, we had some turbulence, but our technical celestial aid came to forward, and I hope that you can hear me fine, at least for now. Next, we will have Josine and Maaike, Advanced Coordination and Storytelling. In this panel, we are going to dive deeper in advanced coordination. What makes advanced coordinating different from a normal coordinating? It explores more themes, textures, and layering. Here we take a look at advanced coordination and storytelling through Josine's vision. Josine Maaike has been active in Lolita fashion since 2007. The style is mostly gothic and old school, with classic and some very early 90s influence thrown in. They used to be part of street fashion Europe. So, good day to Netherlands. Josine, are you there?
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. I'm gonna dive a bit deeper into advanced coordinating today. I hope the presentation will load well. I want to give a disclaimer first, saying that this is of course not the way that you should do things. I'm just gonna tell everything from a personal perspective, how I try to do coordinates and how I try to make it work. We're going to start a bit with telling a bit about myself, and then I am gonna share a bit more about the coordinating process. I hope the presentation will load in a bit. Oh my God. Yes, there it is. And we're gonna go to the first slide, which is let's start. I'm going to tell a bit about myself. My name is Josine Maaike. I am 28 years old, and I really enjoy Lolita fashion, mostly gothic and classic. I've been moderating the Dutch.com for quite a while now, and I'm also very interested in very early Lolita influences, so mostly 90s and stuff like that. So yeah, that's me. Let me go to the next slide and tell me a bit more. So we're gonna dive a bit deeper into advanced coordinating. And the first thing I'm going to tell is what is advanced coordinating? Well, advanced coordination means that you have a basic silhouette of Lolita fashion down. So you now know the rules, and you can treat them a bit as guidelines essentially, and experiment a bit more with them. I'm going to tell how I do that and give some practical tips, mostly because I think that's the most interesting part. Instead of my entire process and my thought process, it's most interesting to have some practical things that you can actually work with, so that after this panel, you can just dive into your own closet and see if you can use some of those tips. And I give those tips on different sections. So I'm going to talk a bit about texture, about layering, about silhouette, and then a bit more about my personal style and how I do storytelling and how you could do that in your coordination. So I am going to see. Oh, and if you have any comments, I see them, but I will answer questions after the presentation. So if you have any, please keep them so I can come to you later. Okay, so the next part is before you start. Before you start is very interesting. Like, what do you have to start when you want to go with advanced coordinating? And for me, I always suggest like having a strong basic wardrobe. So if you have your sub-style down of what you really like to wear, make sure you have some basics so that you can build on them to make your coordinates more advanced. So for me, my staples are a white blouse. I'm wearing one today. I have loads of them. They are the foundation of my entire wardrobe. I know some people say they're like super basic beginner things. I don't care. I love them. A good white or black blouse is a very good staple. I have actually a picture in the presentation where I wear most of my staples, which are also striped socks. a white blouse, rectangle headdresses. I have loads of them. I'm wearing a white one today. And Demonia's platform shoes. I love platform shoes. And if I have these basics all down, then I can go like, okay, I have this. Now, how can I make this more interesting? It's also very good to know your style preference before you start with advanced coordination. So what kind of substyle do you feel most attracted to? What do you like? For me, it is Gothic and old school. I also like some classic. And I can go into advanced coordination into those substyles and make them interesting that way. Oh, you can't view the slides. I hope the mods can fix this. Let me see if I can help out a bit. I hope it's clearer now. Okay, personal style. So we're going to talk a bit about personal style and what makes you happy. For me, it is the substyles Gothic, classic, and old school, like I told you. But I also dive them a bit into aesthetics. So I really like Gothic, but I like shorter skirts over longer skirts. I like a bit of textured blouses or lace blouses over cotton. I have some pattern and themes that I really like. So I really enjoy crowns and books. I will dive a deep better into the things I like later. And for fabric choices, I really adore velvet and gobelin and lace. But it's very good to know for yourself, what do you like? I just named the things that I really like, but you can also, of course, say, okay, I really like this, or these themes really speak to me. These fabrics I feel good in, they are appropriate for my weather. And as a tip here is to make some style boards. So you can see what you like and just save that, so you can take inspiration from that. I have a screenshot here from my Pinterest where I just make little divisions for old school Lolita, like very early Lolita. I call this vampire doll. It's basically moitié, but all short and a bit cuter styling in Gothic. For Otome K, I have some things. And then I have a few for Mori and Dolly K, which I wear on a bit on the daily side. Okay, so I hope that the presentation is clearer now. Okay, let me just try it again and see if it works this way. Okay, share screen. So I hope you're seeing things better now. I'm going to tell a bit more about storytelling, and we're going to start with, what do you want to say with your coordinate? For me, it's very important to think in the morning, what kind of mood am I in? How do I feel? What do I want to say to the world? Some days I wake up and I feel very cute and I want to be comfortable. So I dive more into some simple old school then. And sometimes I feel a bit more cool or rebellious. So I go more with punk and I have more this kind of attitude. For me, it's very mood related. So how do I wake up? How do I feel? This is different for everyone, of course. I'm just saying how I really relate this to feelings. I have some themes in storytelling that I personally really enjoy. And those are books, medieval looks, like very knight things. I really love painting prints, everything with Catholicism or religion, mourning, and medical themes. And I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into those. So I'm first going to tell a bit about storytelling and books. I have, for every storytelling thing, I have a little example. I make 2 examples to also show differences with the same items. Here we have 2 book prints. The left one is from Jane Marple and the right one is from Innocent World. But for the Jane Marple coordinate, more with a wizard kind of vibe or witch kind of vibe. Like I go to a dark academy and train to become the greatest witch or wizard of all time. So for accessorized school bag, or she brooch, I go more into that. theme. Well, with the right one, I had more of an English manor, a woman living alone in a library, reading loads of books, kind of feeling very English, very elegant. So in that case, I went more with violin print, an elegant handbag. You can see there is a crossover items, like I used the same head for both coordinates, but they give a complete. They both tell a completely different story. So the next one is medieval or night coordinates. For the left one, it has more of a scholarly feeling. For the right one, it has more of a Joan of Arc night feeling. They're both very clearly medieval inspired, but the stories they tell are very different. Of course, this emphasizes here with the books. This entire dress is a book dress, which also relates to my former interest, which is books. So I go more with this book styling, also with a matching book bonnet, which is incredible. But I still want to have this night kind of feeling, so I accessorize that with a sword necklace, crosses, a bleeding heart. So it's still very recognizable as night, but more on the scholarly side. Well, on the right one, it has way more of a knight fighting spirit, less scholarly, way more I hold a sword and I go fight. Mostly, of course, because of the gold harness. I accessorize dresses way to this story. So you can totally give different feels and different themes to similar themes like medieval or night. Same with paintings. I purposely took 2 darker painting prints just to make a statement how the colors are similar, but the feels are very different. So for the left one, I hope, and by the way, that the presentation is good now, but I see yes. On the left one, we have the fairy dress from Josine, and it has like a Midsummer Night Dreams theme. So I went with a more of witchy, fairy vibe, like I would live in that age. I accessorized it with a big witchy head. Same on the right, by the way, but that's different feeling. The same with brooch that I use a lot, and tarot card types, and of course pointy shoes, because I always love pointy shoes when I do witchy stuff. But on the right one, it has similar colors, but it has a way more Dutch Golden Age, 17th century Baroque feeling. So while I use similar heads in both coordinates, this is way more scholarly almost. Like I am one of those guys looking at the body and studying it. I really wanted to have the big head because one of the guys in the painting print has the big, kind of wanted to match him. I also have the medical tools brooch here, like a book bag, so that I'm a truly proper scholar to live that fantasy like I am in Baroque Dutch Golden Age. So yeah, you can of course also use this print and make that more scholarly if you want to be like a more Shakespeare scholar, for example. But even with similar items, you can give really different feels to coordinates. Okay, the next one is Catholicism or like religious prints. I love religious themes in Lolita, so I had a hard time picking out coordinates for this, but I wanted 2 with very different feels. For the left one, I went with the Last Supper print. It's also a painting print, so it also is, again, one of my former interests. But I make it very over-the-top Catholic with crosses basically everywhere. Again, the starry halo, and as a fun touch, I had the burning Joan of Arc brooch that is from Violet Vein, and it gave a bit more I don't know, body to the theme. It told more of a story. It was way clearer. It was like a Catholicism coordinate because of Joan of Arc. On the right one, I went way more with an old school almost feeling. I a very old corset with a manuscript print that matches this very old well with the prayer here. And I want to get more of a church feel. So instead of relying on crosses everywhere, I of course had a little cross sneaked in, but instead of crosses everywhere, I was more like, I want to go more with how does a church look or how does a church feel and keep it a bit more simple. These socks, I don't know if you can see it very clearly, have cathedrals on them. There's a little angel, a bit of a church thing behind it. So it gives more of a general, church going feel instead of over the top saint in a casket somewhere like this one. Okay. So for storytelling, the next thing I really enjoy is mourning. I have lots of Victorian mourning pieces, both vintage and remake. And I purposely choose two that are not all black, just to tell a bit more interesting stories about those. The storytelling for the left one is very much lady in a manor. Their first husband has died mysteriously, and she is now living alone in a house that is way too big, and she kind of becomes part of the house. I love reading lots of Victorian novels, and this kind of themes come. You can see lots of this kind of theme in them. So I really want to do something like that. You can also see how both coronets use the same belt again, but the storytelling is very different. So here we have a house brooch, a bit with a haunted woman in there, also by Violet Vane. The bloody pearls, because the husband died mysteriously and she has no idea what happened. The blood red, and also the butterfly, a bit of a symbol, it's becoming part of a house, like there are moths or butterflies in the house. A bit of Crimson Peak inspiration there, one of my favorite movies. And of course the crying headdress, she's crying gold, which is I thought was a lovely detail, because she's crying tears for her husband, but she's also catching all the gold. Well, on the right one, it has more of a light summer morning look. The big mourning bonnets or hats that you see in Victorian times have been reinterpreted here with a straw one. So it still has the feeling with where to wear. You also see some lighter colors, some lace, again, Victorian pointy boots in here. And the print has some more florals and old photographs. So the mourning has become a bit lighter. It's a bit more, it's been a few years. And it has a bit of an underskirt because I really want a lace ruffle. I'm going to tell a bit more about layering pieces later. Okay, and the last theme for storytelling is a medical theme. I really love medical themes, and I wanted to give two very different interpretations of those. The left one is a nurse storytelling theme. So you see here a nurse brooch and another one from the Asylum series from Violet Vane. The anatomy lesson type. I layered a simple apron over black and white dress, but because of the accessorizing, you can clearly tell it apart from a maid coronet, which with medical theme became very clear because of the brooches and the headpiece, and of course the tights. So in that way, you can tell your story and very set it apart from, okay, a simple maid coronet to an intricate nurse one. One is medical theme surgeon inspired, but mostly Dr. Hannibal inspired. So you see loads of bones, the same tights in a different colorway, the same nurse hat, but in a different colorway, same brooch. I use lots of the same items. I love to repurpose lots of items because, you cannot have endless wardrobes. But here it has a clear medical theme, but it becomes a bit confusing. You have the apron and help you, or are you going to be prepared for a delicious dinner at Dr. Hannibal Lecter's home? I really like taking a bit further, and using these tiny accessories and an apron gives it a completely different feel from a surgeon or a nurse look. Way you can storytell a bit. Okay, so I hope I told you a bit about storytelling and how about I use accessories to make the stories clear and set them apart, and what kind of stories I make up for my coordinates sometime. And I would like to look a bit more at advanced coordinating. I really want to give my friend Kirst Kaiser a little shout out because they did a presentation about advanced coordination and they make perfect sections and I could use them. So thank you very much. The 4 sections that they made were texture, layering, silhouette, and length. And I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into those. Okay, so the first one is texture. So what is texture? I knew there was some kind of April 1st prank, I think last year with texture Lolita. What is it? But basically it's like using different fabrics with each other to create more depth in your coordinate, and you can use some more focal points. Here we have an example of me wearing like lace and velvet and gobelin and embroidery on the necklace. And even though I wear mostly black except for the skirt, it's still interesting to look at because you have loads of different textures. So the velvet is very heavy, but the tights have some kind of rose pattern, so they're very light. The blouse is very light with the lace. The big has another texture. This is some kind of, it's all black, but it creates more depth than I would just wear all cotton, for example. And you can create focal points with that. So here clearly are the necklace, the belt, and the head are the focal eyes are drawn in. And especially if you wear like solid coordinates, like a statement necklace gives a huge focal point for people to look into your coordinates. You can use belts as well, loads of other accessories. I'm going to dive into how you could use those a little later. I want to talk a bit about monochrome coordinates. So I love to wear like an all black or an all white coordinate. I would love to try an all red one. That's one that's in the works. But how can you make like an all white coordinate or an all black coordinate a little bit more interesting is just using different textures in those. Here I am wearing a very old meta dress that has from itself loads of texture. So I just added to that. This coordinate has multiple types of lace in the dress, in the bloomers, in the socks, in the headdress. Cotton, organza, and tulle in the dress. And that's why this 0 coordinate has way more different texture, so it's interesting to look at. I layered some necklaces to give even more texture, like the lace necklace here and some pearls. So then it's more interesting to look at an entirely black or an entirely white or entirely other color coordinate because you use different materials, so they create also some depth. Okay. Then the next one I want to talk about is layering. I have 2 sections for this, layering over your main items and layering under your main items. And I'm going to start with layering over your main items. Of course, you can wear a blouse and a dress and it's super nice, but it's also interesting sometimes to layer stuff over that. You have different things you could use for those. Like I really love to use aprons personally, especially in old school, over my pieces. You can use overdresses. There are lots of lovely indie brands who make those. And of course, do the OP and jumper skirt thing. You could do that both ways, actually. You could use an OP and wear a jumper skirt over that. And many brands like Meta have like button-down dresses. So you can also wear an OP over a jumper skirt and just take the buttons loose and make it a coat-like piece, which is also super interesting to layer. My friend Avina does that really well. Other pieces you can use are corsets, gilets, like the ones Maaike make, those long ones, harnesses, belts, capelets. I'm wearing a white capelet today, and jackets. And my tip for layering is mostly like, don't be afraid to mix, like use multiple pieces at once. For this example, I have like a flat lay here where I layered a belt over a corset on all in one corner, but it still works and it still looks cohesive and more interesting for me than just wearing this lovely skirt with a blouse. It has more texture again, more depth, and it has some interesting interesting layering there. I have some examples here of how you can layer over main pieces. On the left, it is me with a goblin capelet over a very simple one piece. It gives a bit more interesting vibe to the coordinate because it is very simple and old school, but this gives a touch of interesting flair. Plus, I love this capelet. And on the right, it is me wearing a dress and a cape skirt underneath, a blouse underneath, then an overdress over it. I think bloomers. I think there's loads of layering going on here, but it gives a very simple atelier pierrot that I'm wearing here, a bit more body, and it's really added to this entire vibe that I wanted to have with this very dramatic aero look. Fun fact, with this aero look, I wear more layers than I would do in a normal coordinate. So more an apron. I couldn't do this presentation without at least one apron. As an example, so here's me wearing an apron over a dress to add more to this Alice in Wonderland theme that I have going on here. And here is a very subtle example of layering because this dress is a very simple rococo dress, for classic to aero, with one simple piece. So it's super interesting how you can layer very many things on top of each other, like I showed earlier, or just like one item to give it a completely different feel. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a bit about layering under main pieces. So what is interesting to layer under your dress? For me, the first example is always Peking bloomers, because I wear lots of old school and I love seeing like extra layers of lace underneath the skirt to give it a bit more interesting texture and vibe. Also, one of my go-tos is a blouse under an OP. You always go with a blouse under a jumper skirt, or yeah, not always, but mostly. But under OP, you can also get really nice results, and you make your OP more versatile to wear. The thing I also do is switch out my petticoat for a hoop skirt. So when I wear shorter skirts or asymmetrical skirts, I don't wear a petticoat because it will show I use a hoop skirt to give it a more look and a more of a Lolita silhouette. And you can, of course, use underskirts. Here's an example of me wearing aero. This dress didn't really need a petticoat or anything, or a very short one, but I wanted to give it more of a traditional silhouette. So I took a hoop skirt and took it underneath the skirt. Some more examples. These are very simple, but you can get an idea of what you can do. Here is me just wearing a long sleeve blouse under a short sleeve OP. You can switch this up with materials and colors and texture. Like you could use lace blouses or different colors to bring it back. It's a very simple but effective way to change up your coordinates. And here is me with the Peking bloomers underneath a very short old school skirt. For me, it was a great way to get this white that I have lots of white here to get this back a little bit underneath as well to have some more balance in my coordinates. Okay, so a fun extra tip is please layer accessories. You can pin accessories, of course, to unexpected places in your coordinates. I'm going to tell a bit more about that later, but I have loads of brooches that I don't really use where they belong, but on hats or on bags or on my waist or in my hair, all kind of places. But I also layer socks a lot. You can use this in very different ways. So in this coordinate here, which is a very simple coordinate, I'm layering 2 socks on top of much lace socks don't have lace on top because there's some kind of tight material. And I really wanted some lace, so I just layered over plain lace socks to give it that vibe. But you can also do this with different materials. So you layer socks over fishnets or fishnets over socks, ankle socks over longer socks. It's a really fun way to change up your coordinate and layer a bit. And for me, I have a limited collection of headdresses, so I use the same ones a lot. And for me, a simple way to switch that up is using some chokers and make those into a headdress. These are tools I have here that I just pull together and put it on my head and make it a headdress. So yeah, that makes it a bit more interesting. Okay, so I want to talk about silhouette next. You can play with very short and very long length in Lolita. I think they're both still valid as Lolita substyle, so I don't really care if people think things are too short. And asymmetry adds interest to a silhouette as well. So you can go with an asymmetrical skirt over a longer piece or over a shorter piece. And the interesting thing with silhouette is that you can balance it really out. For example, I have an old school coordinate here where I have very big hair, and I wanted to balance that with very big poof and very big boots to still keep those flowing. And for me, with flat shoes, this really wouldn't have worked because it would have thrown off this balance. So here's an example of big poof, big hair, and big boots. I wanted to give some silhouette examples over here. So here is me with a very short dress, which I think is still a very Lolita coordinate, and me with a very a longer dress. I think this is calf length. And both using the same bag, by the way. But you can see with different silhouettes a little bit. I also layer tights under high knee socks here. And here I just didn't even bother to use interesting socks, but use very high boots under a longer dress to give it a more of a stompy, old school feel. Okay, so the next one is patterns, and I'm going to talk a little bit about mixing patterns and matching to a pattern on your main piece. I'm first going to talk a bit about mixing patterns and how I do it. For me, I really love mixing lots of different patterns, and how I come about those is just trying things on. I have this camo skirt with a matching tie, and I just thought I could use to try some tartan jacket and see how it works out. I kept the rest fairly simple to distract too much from the already very heavy pattern mixing here. If you have some pattern pieces, just try them out together and see how you like it. That's basically my most important tip, because you will never see how you like it once until you try it on. Some examples of pattern mixing. I have a more simple one and a more elaborate one. On the left is just floral mixing. So I have this bouquet print from Meta with the cape that we've seen before on top of it, and a different floral on the back. It's still very elegant and simple, but it's a little bit of pattern mixing to give it a bit more interesting feel and a bit more classical doll kind of feeling. While on the right one, I have a very heavy pattern dress. It has lots of motifs like flowers and keys and crowns, and it has some pink and yellow in there. So I figured I could use a pink tartan jacket just to match it up a little bit. But then I was like, yeah, this is nice, but I want to do a little bit. I tried to put the yellow on top with a bit of brownish yellowish leopard print beret on top of my head. And yeah, this is an example of using 3 patterns, but again, keeping the rest kind of simple with white socks and black bag and shoes, just not to overwhelm it too much. So please, you just try things out and see how they work for you. Okay, so matching to a pattern. I have 2 examples here of how I have dresses with prints, one very night print and one autumn print with deer. So this night print has crosses, swords, everything in there. So matching to this is just trying to see what's in the that could match. So I have crosses tights and a cross necklace, but also a little sword necklace, a little bit of red, a little bit more color to it because the dress is very muted colors. And on the right, we have this fall print with deer and bunnies and hedgehogs and lots of florals. So I just added to this autumn feel with little hedgehog deer printed socks over here, a little bit of red shoes. I have some kind of acorns and some florals on my head to all add to this very autumn feeling that this print has. So I use other patterns and prints to just match to the print on my dress. Okay, so an extra fun tip is just a very solid coordinate and add one very patterned piece to create interest. I really love patterned layering pieces. So here's an example of me wearing a very solid black and white coordinate, but adding a camouflage print apron on top of it. And it creates like visual interest and makes the coordinate from very simple old school black and white to a very different kind of vibe. So yeah, that is the way I love to do. And you can also use like other jackets or capelets with all kinds of prints to just add and give it a bit of more visual interest. Okay, so we have these 4 sections down. I want to talk a bit more about accessorizing and how to use your accessories. You could probably see in my other coordinates as well that I don't always use them the conventional way. For me, I really love brooches, especially in Gothic and more classic inclined coordinates, because they help with my storytelling. You can also tell with the medical themes, for example, like the nurse brooches really add to the story, and you can pin them everywhere. I pin them to hats, I pin them to my waist, I pin them on corsets, I pin them on my bag. I don't know, whatever I feel it's fit, I pin them there, and it's always a fun little accent. I also really love statement jewelry. I have a big choker from a Japanese creator here, and it's very macabre, which I really love. And the neon glass coffins, basically everything neon glass makes is perfect. And you can wear these around your neck, but also around your waist, which is perfect. And I also really love using, you can use them, of course, pin them, of course, in the place they used to go or on your wrist. I really love using them in my hair, or here I pin them to my corsets. I think I used 8 different ones here. I'll just pin them here just to create some asymmetry in my coordinates. So we go from here, from the florals, and then your eyes run to here. So it creates some more visual interest. So with placement, just think outside the box. This is basically my tip. So if you have some nice accessories, try using them in different ways. I also use necklaces in my hair, and then use them as a kind of headpiece. You can use bracelets as ankle wrist cuffs on your ankles. Just try using them in very different ways. And if you look for some nice accessories, I have listed some nice creators here. For brooches, I really, really love Violet Vein and Peppermint Fox. Also, Moss Badger, also really good brooches. And for statement jewelry, I would also really recommend Neon Glass. And for corsages, I would also really love Moss Badger. So these 4, I think I have most my pieces from them for these kind of accessories. Okay, so headwear. I wanted to talk a bit about hats, but there's also a panel later today about how you can wear a hat in very different ways. So I didn't really add to this presentation. I would just really recommend listening to that panel because I think it's super interesting. But you can use hats all kind of different ways. I wear them backwards, sidewards, add things to them like brooches and florals. So they give it a very different feel. And you can use various OTT headwear to make the coordinate a bit more over the top. Here I'm wearing the Woody Dolly crown again, lots of red flowers to it, just because I had lots of flowers here and I wanted to have this bloody Catholic theme in this coordinate. For me, collecting loads of different headwear really helped me with my storytelling to make coordinates more in the way that I wanted to present them. And after having some basic ones like headdresses, it's really nice to spice it up sometimes with some very OTT weird things to make it more interesting and have more fun. Some nice creators that make really good hats are Finnish own Cloudberry Lady, who has lovely ones. I, of course, had to put Voodoo Dolly in here, who made loads of crowns like the one I'm wearing here. The Russian brand Fairybear Tail has loads of very elegant hats. And Kaneko Shop, also from Russia, has loads of cute bonnets and hats and can also, which is amazing. So I want to talk a bit about shoes because I have a feeling that when you start out with Lolita, many Lolitas just go and buy loads of tea party shoes, which is great. But I after all these years, I never really cared about tea parties personally, but of course, if you love them, wear them. But I think it's really fun to just forego the standard Lolita footwear and just try very different shoes. It's a really fun challenge to try out and see how many of your normal shoes you can put in Lolita coordinate and make it work and be comfortable. I really love sandals and sneakers, especially sandals in summer. It's comfy, it's nice, it just gives a casual feel. I'm comfortable, which is super important when it's very hot. And with sneakers, you can match them to various substyles. I have an example here of me wearing punk with some 90s platform sneakers. But also with Sweet Lolita, like pastel sneakers are such a hit right now. So many brands are making them right now. I could totally recommend just, get some of those. You can add vintage shoes and you can add some goth footwear. For vintage shoes, like lace-up boots, of course, you see a lot with Victorian inspiration, and goth footwear like pointy shoes, platform shoes. Some brands I really enjoy are Flufok, which is a Canadian brand who has loads of pointy shoes. I really like Dr. Martens because they make great sandals and great boots that are comfortable to wear. I really like some 90s brands like Shock and Swear. They don't exist anymore, but you can find those secondhand. I really like Demonia for platforms. Okay, so what you're gonna do now, I hope I gave loads of practical tips. Please break some rules. Please don't care too much about rules. Have some fun, try things out, layer things. You can try some advanced substyles. You can bring in other fashion styles into your Lolita and support and look for cool indie brands because they're always ahead of the curve. I want to give a little shout out to some nice creators here. Summertale's boutique is amazing. Fidel David is a genius. Lady Slot makes loads of great prints and blouses. Miss Danger, who has just the most over-the-top pieces with intricate quality. And if you love medieval themes like me, please follow I Do Declare because they're amazing. Here's little rule breaker Coord. I love sandals and I love white socks. And I love wearing them together, even normies comment on me that this is not how you're supposed to do things. I really like it, and it's just fun. The most important thing is really just have fun. I have some examples of advanced substyles like Aero and Wada. Loads of layering. If you have that down and keep in mind texture and the theme you want to tell, then you can definitely pull those off. So don't be afraid to try the advanced substyles out if you want some more advanced coordination. And here are some cute examples of mixing fashion styles. On the left, it is very fruits, 90s inspired manga kind of top and this iconic Vivienne Westwood bag. So more like 1997-ish Lolita. And here it's more 2007 emo scene kid kind of vibe that I wanted to give in. Again, with very different suits. I love them. They're not Lolita shoes, but it's just amazing to try out. Okay, most important, like I said, have fun. Don't take everything too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take my advice too seriously. Just try things out, have fun. Don't care too much about others' opinions, and just try things out and have fun. That's the most important thing with fashion. Like example, this is a custom shop set. I think I paid $15 for it. It's really bad quality, but I really love it. I just have fun with this and don't care too much if it's all proper or how it should be, because, fuck rules. Okay, so are there any questions for me? I hope you really liked the presentation. Oh God, I see so many comments I missed. Oh yes, fashion accessories, home decor is a really good way to do it. Yeah, a special frame to put your boutiques in, that's really good. And just, yeah, don't take yourself too seriously. Yeah, that's just the most important thing. It's fashion after all. You should have fun. Like, you can try things out, and if they look bad, well, and you try it, then you don't post your photo, or you do, whatever. It's just, I don't really care enough about rules anymore. Thank you so much that you like the thought process. I hope it was explained clearly. My favorite course you've done. Oh, that's a hard one. For me, my personal favorites right now are the black aerocore that I did with the big hair and the big boots. Because I was so comfy that day and I really felt badass, and I don't feel that badass often. So that's one of my favorites I've ever done. And I also really love this aero looks I've done for events, like the night aero look with the harness was really lots of fun to do. Thank you so much. I'm really happy you enjoyed the panel. And yeah, oh, it's really your fave too. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love aero. Aero is so good. People should just try it. Do you also plan out by color cohesiveness when you're planning some of the coordinates? Sometimes I just like with classic, I do. I choose different kinds of pink to complement each other, or with creams, and see what kind of base tones there are. But it's not most of my coordinates are mostly by trial and error. So sometimes I try things out and see if they could be complementary, and then if they're not, then okay, we tried. I'm not really well versed in color theory, and also I just really choose by mood and feeling. So red and green are complementary colors, and I knew that, and that's great. But I don't really use color theory much in my thought process. Just go by feeling and just trying things out and see with trial and error what works out for me. I hope that's a good answer for you. Okay, so I am gonna one more question, then I'm gonna close the panel. Thank you so much for watching. What were your most entertaining interactions that you had with strangers who approached you on the street? For me, it's mostly little kids who call me princesses, or I have loads of are you in a play, bachelor party comments. But mostly one of my faves are old ladies who really love it. That's just great. And because makeup come into your budget at all. A bit. I love doing intricate makeup sometimes. Sometimes I want to be comfortable and just go with very simple makeup. Makeup is usually one of the things that I decide on last. So when I have the full coordinate down, then I'm going to think about makeup. But it's also really depending on mood and how I feel and on how much effort I want to do. So it does come a little bit into my process, but not a lot. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you another time. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Hurt Myself is a collaboration between artists Puvitel and Jiri. A reminder to everyone that those who suffer with PTSD did not cause their own PTSD. Someone or something hurt them. Bibelo Rose inspires and informs aspiring and veteran Lolitas alike to overcome self-doubt and to discover their most authentic identities through Lolita fashion. Empire Noir is an elegant Gothic Lolita and people of color owned brand inspired by the regal and the macabre of her African culture, as well as Gothic and classic elements of the Victorian and Baroque periods. Cloudberry Lady is a Finnish Lolita fashion label specialized in millinery and custom-made garments. The label creates long-lasting, high-quality garments and headwear inspired by fairy tales and bygone eras. Genkix creates unique shoes and accessories for adults, inspired by a variety of different historical eras. The label strives to use recycled and residue materials whenever possible in their products. At Wonderworld, you will find clothing both used and unused from many popular Gothic and Lolita brands. Wonderworld is a shop to turn to for your most authentic Lolita dreams. During Hello Galaxy event, Wonderworld offers a -1,000 yen coupon code for orders above 10,000 yen until April the 30th. The Chinese Lolita brands Long Ears and Sharp Ear Studio and Pink Up have a variety of different lucky packs reserved for Lunar New Year, including clothes and accessories depending on your order. All designs shown are up-and-coming releases. Orders made in the duration of Hello Galaxy can get a tote bag of their own choice by quoting Hello Galaxy at checkout.
Welcome back. Here we are, orbiting another heavenly body. So now we would like to introduce you to Fluffy Kawaii Joe, Coord with me, Galactic Edition plus Q&A. Fluffy Kawaii Joe's mission is to show that everybody can be kawaii. She loves to experiment with Lolita fashion and create fun coordinates for every situation. For Hello Galaxy, she is having a Coord with me challenge with us. We will give her a theme, and Joelle will have to put together coordinate with her wardrobe. But everyone's watching will get to vote on the options she picks for her coordinates. This panel is interactive, so feel free to comment and ask questions throughout the chat. Now, Joe, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello. We've been waiting for you, and we're absolutely stoked to have you here. Here is our first mate.
You're so quiet. I cannot hear you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, is my mic? Are we having turbulence again? Can you hear me any better now?
Yes.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Lovely. Okay, so let's go again. So here's our first mate, Hannah, and I'm your host for today. My name is Nisa. Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Are you ready to launch?
I am.
Woo, wonderful. So your challenge is to coord a look inspired of Galactic, space, and cyber. So fasten your seatbelts, everybody, and let's go.
So the goal of today is to do a coordinate based on Galaxy. Say it again. You have a very specific goal set.
Yes, we would like you to take inspiration of our event. So
yeah.
Both Galactic and space and cyber, Lolita.
Okay. Nothing that I have in my wardrobe. So this is an amazing challenge.
All right.
So basically, I'm mostly a sweet Lolita, so I have cakes and ponies and things like that. So there was one dress that I was going to sell that I took back from my sales file that might be the most galactic thing that I own. I'm so sorry, my camera is reversed, so I will keep doing weird things because I'm not used to that. So, I would say we start with that, or would you want to do something with space with something completely different? Hello! Feel free in the chat to comment on everything. I know there's a small delay, and let me know what you think, and we can definitely coordinate together. And also, we have only 1 hour. Usually I do that around 1 hour and a half and 2 hours, so it should be super quick. And like I said, I don't have that many options. So I think that we can do because I have a lot of gold stars and things like that. So it would definitely go with Galactic, but cyber, I don't know. I don't have those like tubes. That would be amazing. But I
mean tubes like these?
Yes, that could be something for cyber, but I don't have anything like that. We can imagine something. Let's be creative with what we have. Okay, so I see that Sixway, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, says that this print is amazing, so let's go with that, I guess. That's the easiest. To be more efficient, we will just build the coordinates here. And I'm not going to change into that because it will take too long, but after that I will take pictures and then the Hello Galaxy team can post it on social media so you can see the final coordinate on me. Okay. Awesome. So we have this dress. Usually after the dress, I like to pick the blouse so we know the theme. What galactic things could I have? So this is my blouse closet. So let's see that. I have one that could go. That is sheer gold. That could go with this print, or you cannot see. Yeah. But is it galactic enough? Maybe it is. We'll see. Other than that, we could go navy. I don't really have anything more galactic, I would say. So we could do something like white, but that would be a little bit boring. So maybe we could go navy with that. You could go with the print, sorry. But maybe I think that this would be more interesting. What do you guys think? Glittery is very galactic. Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm really not used to this camera thing. Okay, and sorry?
It's like a cloud of galactic gold.
Perfect. Cloud of galactic gold. I love that. Or like all the tiny stars because you can see all the shiny things. Okay, so let's do that. We have our blouse. So we should pick a wig now. Oh, I have a wig with space buns, but it's pastel, so maybe not. But we could pick a blonde wig that I think would go well with that and make like space buns ourselves. Is that something that you like? The navy is also very pretty.
See my hairdo, I like space buns.
Yeah, I like that. That's so cute. Is it like your natural hair?
Yeah.
Congratulations. I could never do that with my own hair. It's too short, but it's so pretty. So I think also, I don't know if you know that, but I own the brand Fluffy Dory, and we have collection that's called Princess Leia, and it's a pun with Princess Leia from Star Wars, and layers because there's tons of layers. And for the photo shoot, we used this wig, and she actually did some kind of buns roll to do some like the things from Princess Leia. So maybe we can do something like that. And then there was the veil, so it was not very visible, but yeah. So I think also this is one of the longest wig, and I think that the blonde wig would go well with this because I have more pastel wigs and it would not be very pretty. I think the blonde goes well with this, and then I can try and style it because the shorter ones, it's harder to style it. So do we all agree to go with this wig?
If you make the space donuts, then yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I do the space buns with that, you say? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Leia buns.
Oh, the Leia buns. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's do that.
What do you think?
Absolutely, that would be lovely.
I think it would be very nice. But I will have to do that later when I wear the coordinates because now I don't have time. Buns. Okay, Leia buns. Perfect. Okay. I see that at least a few people are super into the chat. Okay, so let's pick something for the head. So if we do those buns, do we want maybe a head bow will still work? We'll see. So either gold or white, or maybe we'll go with a few of the navy accessories, but I would say mostly gold and white with what we have so far. So my gold accessories are here. Mostly there will be accents, so we have to find a main thing piece. Oh, or I have this from Henuli. That could be like, if it's in the front, it could be like kind of big, but I don't know if it's big enough. Maybe we should add more things. And then I have a bunch of those clips.
Crown-like thing.
Sorry?
That would be a beautiful crown-like thing.
Oh yeah, I think I did something, well, actually, because I have two exactly like that. I made that like that together to make like almost like a mermaid crown or something like that, and it worked kind of well. It's just hard to make it stay up, but I think with the space buns on the side, that would be cute.
Yeah, on the side like Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And then you can have the galactic crown.
Yeah. Let's see, something like that. Okay, and then I have this one that is also very galactic, but I think that I would like the headpiece to be symmetrical because we have that, so I would not dangle it here, but maybe we can put it here on the dress somewhere to still have that extra piece because it's very in the theme. I want to use that because I don't have that much other choices in gold. Let's see what we have in white. Maybe we can just put a big white bow or something. Or what we could do is maybe we could remove that one and put it on the back here. Or I have the, actually I do have the head bow that goes with it. So that's even better. Maybe we can put that on the back.
I think more is more.
More is more. Yeah, definitely. In my case, but oh wait, you cannot see the whole thing. Let's do something like that. Yeah, it will be centered, but yeah, something like that. I think it would work well, and there's still some contrast. Unfortunately, there's not that much contrast here, but because of the white, I think it would work. What else do I have in white? Not really anything in the theme. I have that head bow, but no, I think this head bow is good. And then flowers, not really in the theme. I don't have any gold stars. Oh, maybe I can go cyber with this. Can you see? It's a little bit shiny.
Yeah, iridescent or
iridescent. Yeah. That's the most I can do, I think. I had some in lavender that are a little bit more iridescent, but does it go with the dress? Yeah.
I think maybe you can go a bit crazier even.
Yes, what do our viewers think?
Let's go crazy. Perfect. Oh no!
Yeah, feel free to comment on the chat.
Yes, please.
Very Galactic Princess by. Okay. Good morning, Duchess Greta. Okay. So, so far, risk offs. What could we do? I had the risk offs to go with that I sold because I was going to sell this dress. I don't have gold ones, so maybe we'll just go with white ones. Here's the 2 white. Where's the other one? Like just white ones. Or should we go with navy ones? But then we should put more navy. So maybe just white. That's fine because actually the sleeves are gold. So if we go with white, then it will be a contrast. But that's not very galactic. I don't know what else I could do. That's, like I said, really not my wardrobe. But yeah, we could do that. Okay.
Is it possible to put them both at the same time?
Sorry?
Can you put them both at the same time?
Both wrist cuffs? What do you mean?
Yeah, like double wrist cuff.
Oh, I do that often, but which other color would you put? Like the navy ones?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, perfect. Good idea. I love to do double wrist cuffs actually. Let me see.
I think it's quite fashionable at the moment to have like a double dress, like I'm wearing OP and JSK. And...
Oh yeah, I want to try that too. So wrist cuffs. So here, oh, and my navy wrist cuffs do have stars on it. It's a silver star though, but it will still work. So, question. So in the chat, feel free to interact too. So I could do the navy on top and the white at the bottom. I think actually the white I will put it backwards because the flower is not really in the theme. So put the star in front and that, or let's do the opposite on the other arm and see what is better. I'll turn it and here. Okay, so can you see better? So there's the 2 options. Which options do you think is better?
I kind of like the white on top. What do you think?
The white on top? I think there's more white in the coordinates. Let me try and put it closer.
Absolutely, I would choose white on top.
Okay, yeah, because we decided to go with more white. Okay, so let's do that. But then it kind of hides the star, I think.
Yeah, the comment section is also voting for the white.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Good. Okay, so it's falling now, but it won't fall on my wrists, don't worry. Okay, so if we do have a little bit of navy here, I would add some navy somewhere in the head. Maybe we can think about the necklace. Oh, I had this necklace actually. I don't know where it's falling. Do you think it's a good option actually because it doesn't in the same colors? Do you like that?
I love that.
And it's also from one of the vendors here. It's Long Ears and Sharp Ears Studio. So let's do this necklace. Oops. Okay. Oh, I have this crown that is gold and navy.
I love it.
Is it too big or is it too weird?
I think more is more.
More is more. I don't know if I can put that with the headboard that fell. Actually, we'll try to make it fit somehow. What I don't like is that it's on the side, so I really wanted everything to be very symmetrical. So we'll see. Okay, so what navy thing could I have? So let's see. Oh, I have that, and I think it was actually with this dress. Somehow. Yeah, it's a bow like that. That is navy and gold. So I don't know. Oh, maybe here. Oh, wait, I have a. If we want more navy, we can go full navy. I will go with maybe this belt that is gorgeous, and that will add more navy to the middle of the. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might tie it nicely together to have something in the center as well.
Absolutely. So. No.
The comment section says, Coord looks good already.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, I like it too. I'm afraid it's very similar to the other time I wore that because I don't have that much. Oh, how am I going to make it stay here? Maybe I could tuck it in a hanger on the back. Let's try something. Okay, it does fit.
Please do keep on interacting and sending comments to the section.
Yes, please. I'm happy that you guys are here, so to give me guidance. But the goal, usually I do that on my channel, and we have about 30 people in the chat saying, pick this one, and so this time it's less overwhelming, but I really like the interaction. So feel free to tell me what you think. Okay, so should I put this bow somewhere? Like on, yeah, I was looking for something on the head. So I have, let's see. I have this, I don't know, or a big one like that, or a smaller like that. What do you think would be best? Should we just put something on the hair, or more like something here? Now the neck is very gold. Maybe I should like slide one of the bows here to add also more navy to this area, or I could put this one. I don't really like. I like that it's gold and navy, but I don't really like the stripes. It doesn't really match anything. What do you think? Yeah, more navy on the bodice. You like the bow with the charm? Oh, this one?
Yeah, that's cute.
Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, maybe let's slide it here. Yeah, I think it's nice. We're really more galactic and less cyber, but we can do. I do have some necklaces, but we have put this choker, white choker now. But maybe I feel that with a navy choker it would look better because there's too many gold here. Let me see, what chokers do I have? Oh wait, I have actually the perfect necklace that actually could, if we say that more is more, it could actually go with the choker, and we can then put this one. I kind of forgot. This is a fluffy toy design, and I think it matches perfectly. No?
Yeah. That's great.
Okay.
I like how it glitters a bit.
Yeah, and it's gold, and yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's do double necklaces. Let's be crazy. Oops, everything is falling. That's normal. Okay, we can actually do double. That's perfect. So let's put that back.
Yeah,
what time is it? I think we are so quick that maybe I can even go wear it while you ask me question and I answer from the back of the camera and wear it if you want, because We are being so quick. Maybe that's because you're not fighting in the chat yet to okay.
The comment section says that they want to see Dawn.
Yeah, so let's do that. I think then it saves me time. I don't have to wear it after that. So, okay, I think we added enough navy. Maybe we'll see. I'll keep the bows here. If I have it on me, then we can see if we need to add more stuff.
Yeah.
And okay, we need tights and we need shoes. So tights, I have these socks from Angelic Pretty, but they're black at the top, but they have stars, and here they are navy.
Oh, I know, Misa loves stem toe sharp.
Those are Holy Lantern socks, aren't they?
Yes, and I got them.
Those
I got them for free at Hellocon last year. I think it was a gift for the VIP. And those are another pair of socks that I could suggest, but they are frames, so it's not really. Oh, there's some stars, so maybe. Or I can put them backwards, and then there's just stars, and it's sort of empty here. What do you think?
What does the chat think? Come on, give us some comments.
Yes.
The second ones are perfect. How about you guys?
Gold shoes. Yeah, I have shiny gold shoes. That would be perfect. Let me see if I have other options.
The chat is saying gold shoes, gold shoes.
Yay! I have gold shoes. Don't worry. Padme Amidala. Really? What? Which? This reminds you of Padme? Oh, this is the biggest compliment. So
I love it.
So that's another option, but usually, I mean, the dress is more white and this is more cream, but can you see they have constellations on that? So that's cute, but usually I think I like to contrast with tights that are not in the same color of the shoe, and also it's way more cream than the dress, but the pattern would have been good, but okay, gold and navy frame tights. Okay, I guess. So those wins. And do you want the part with a few stars, or do one decide with all the frames? What do you think?
I'm voting for the frames. How about you guys?
Frames?
All the frames.
All the frames.
Okay. I'm talking very quietly. Oh, apparently I'm louder than you guys, so I don't know if we can.
Are we microphones working? Do we have technical difficulties again?
Celestial help. Houston, we might have a problem.
Okay, so let's keep these. I don't know where to put them for now, like here. And then gold shoes, I have two options. I know which options you will pick already, but frame side, okay. So I have these bodyline completely destroyed shoes that are more like metallic gold, and I have those fluffy, gorgeous gold shoes, shiny. Pick the glitter.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm such a magpie.
Oh wait, no. I have actually another option that is
Even better.
Wait, I have this, which is white, which could nicely break that, and it has stars on it, like tiny stars here and stars pattern everywhere. So actually, I would say that the white ones would be a better option than the gold.
They would actually match the dress more, I think.
Yeah, I think this would match more of the blouse and hair, but I think that this one being white matches more with the dress and also the theme because of all the glitter. What do you the stars? What do you think, guys, in the chat? Let me know. I actually want to use these ones because I never use them. I know that there's a delay. Yeah, white shoe. Okay. The shoe details are so pretty. Okay. So let's do white shoes then. I was so convinced of the gold, but then I forgot about my white shoes. And no, there's no other better option, but yeah. Okay. Awesome. So do we have everything? Did we just build a coordinate in 24 minutes? You guys are so good. Awesome. I was like, I don't have enough time. So maybe if you wanted to ask me some questions, I can just go in the back and get dressed and answer the Q&A if you want. You want to do that?
All right.
Okay. So let me just
Absolutely.
drink a
Everybody
minute.
stay hydrated.
Yes. Okay, so let me take all that. And everything is falling. Oops, and the other shoe. Well, you won't see the shoe really, but I'll be right back. I will be just there. So I won't be able to read the chat, but if you in the studio want to read the comments,
we will keep you updated.
We will handle the chat for you. So everybody in the chat, if you have any questions for Fluffy Tori, please, or to Jo herself regarding the brand or her own channels, please do send them into the chat. We will read them out loud for her, and she will answer for you guys. We also have some of our own questions, but we would love to have some from you, our viewers.
Let me just try and put you more sound. Okay, I cannot do. Okay, that's fine. I will.
It's still a bit muffled. We are still working on with the Galactic help.
Our celestial aid is on the way.
Yay!
All right, let's start with the Q&A then.
Okay.
So my first question that I have been really wondering, sleepless nights have been spent. How fluffy exactly are you?
My answer is that I'm fluffy as fluff, like AF, but in Fluffy Tori and Fluffy Kawaii Jo, AF doesn't mean as fluff, it means as fluff.
Oh, that's cute.
Usually it's like Kawaii as fluff or something like that, but I'm so fluffy that I'm fluffy as fluff. If that makes sense.
That's so cute.
So the next question is, what is your first image of Galaxy Lolita?
My first image of Galaxy Lolita. Basically, it was this dress because I was trying to find something that appealed to me, and that was the only dress that I had. But yeah, I don't know, anything celestial. I would prefer it more pastel though, because you can be kawaii and galaxy and everything.
Absolutely lovely.
So do you think that a cyber Lolita could be a thing?
I actually Googled it, and I saw only maybe like 3 different coordinates that were actually real Lolita and cyber. So I think it could definitely be a thing, and I would love to see more people do that, because it could be very cool, I think. But you need to have the appropriate cyber accessories that maybe it's not very common in every Lolita's wardrobe, I would say.
All right, I will do it.
Okay, yeah, I want to see that.
In the chat. Since she has such a wide variety of items on her shop, how does she decide what she wants to make and sell?
What do you mean, for Fluffy Tori?
Yes, apparently.
Okay, so I'm the owner, and I have somebody working with me who is the designer, and it's Metzo, and she's in Germany, and so usually we tend to either one of us comes with an idea. Lately, we've been doing a lot of collaborations with other indie brands or things like that. So usually it comes as naturally as, oh, we should do something together with them or something like that. And then, yeah, we just come up with an idea, or we are very big geeks, both of us. And so we did Star Wars also versions of our small animals, the small fluffy birds. And so, yeah, usually it's when we want to do something, we say, okay, let's do that. And sometimes it's me, sometimes it's her, sometimes it's, hello, I'm back. Sometimes it's customers that come with ideas that we say, oh, we should really do that. But yeah. But mostly every time we do something, it actually ends up being very sweet. Even when we try to do something a little bit more classical Gothic, I would say it's something called the sweet curse, at least for me. Everything ends up being very sweet. Okay, I'm not sure about if I'll have the time to style the wig now. We'll see. Maybe I should actually comb it.
You look so cute, blonde. Oh my god.
Everybody told me that, but I hate this wig, so I ordered a short one because I like shorter wigs better. They're more comfortable, but yeah. I like blonde. I will get a comb because it's getting out of hand, but yeah. Feel free to ask more questions. And
also in the chat. So if you have any questions at all, now is the time to send those.
Absolutely. So we have a question here that would you rather be a medieval knight or a Jedi knight?
A Jedi Knight, definitely.
That was easy.
So what would your knight court include?
A lightsaber, of course, and a working one that would be amazing with the vroom.
I love that. What color should you have?
Okay, technically for my pictures, I would love to have lightsaber, but in reality, I'm usually always carrying my camera to vlog, and then I like to have another hand free. So maybe I would not actually carry a lightsaber with me all the time. I love props, but it's really not practical when you're also filming videos all the time. So yeah, that's my answer.
So do you think that anyone could dress as a Jedi Knight to Domus Regina or our next event?
I would say that it's a great idea, and I did not even think of it before you mentioned it. So is it a challenge for me to do a Jedi Knight coordinate for the next event? I mean, Leia is a Jedi Knight, technically.
Yeah, she's a princess also.
Oh no, so princess. So Leia is perfect. But somebody mentioned Padme Amidala, and oh my god, those, can you even say it's coordinates? I don't know. Those outfits are goals. So when I was young, I was so impressed with everything in the headpieces. Oh my god. So imagine doing Lolita versions of any of those coordinates. That would be fantastic.
We should do that.
Yeah, somebody should do that, definitely.
I think Amidala was my favorite character when growing up and watching Star
Mine
Wars.
too.
Yeah,
I'm so
she's
obsessed with all the
pretty.
fashion of hers.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
So you know what? When I was a teenager when those movies came out, and so I was so impressed by her wardrobe. She was gorgeous and everything. And rewatching the movies later as an adult, I was like, her character is so weak. She was pretty and her wardrobe is amazing, but as a female lead, she was really bad. She was so weak and taken advantage of and everything. And even in the past movies, Leia was such a bigger woman, strong inspiration. And later, Jen Erso and Rey are way also more. So I feel bad because the cutest princess of them all is actually not that badass and not who I want as an inspiration. But yeah, sorry, this was my Star Wars analysis moment.
Well, since
Her wardrobe is the only redeemable thing about the prequel, and I absolutely agree. Sorry.
No. So, what would you pick as your weapon of choice as a fluffy Jedi Knight? A parasol or a heart-shaped bag?
Okay, my answer is that my weapon would be the parasol, and I would keep the bag as a shield, actually, because you need both.
So both. That is
Yeah,
great.
it's a
We
combo.
actually have a question in the chat.
Yeah.
What color would your lightsaber be?
Oh, good question. I think it would be pink, because I don't think we have seen any pink. We have some purple ones, and yeah, I would love a pink one, like light pink one.
Me? Mine. I think my saber would be like something like white. I know that's unconventional, but that would be white. It's my favorite colorway. I love, absolutely adore Shiro Lolita Coords. So I would.
Okay.
Red.
What do we feel about the crown? I think it breaks everything, no? Because it's not symmetrical.
I think it's cute.
What do you think of the chat? Is it okay?
Okay.
I think it's cute.
I think it's adorable.
Okay.
It's like a space rock has landed on your head.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and then I will do something with that later if I can.
I think the crown makes it weird.
I think too, but if enough people say it's okay, then let's skip it. But in the meantime, I will put the tights that you are not seeing yet. But yeah.
So feel free to comment on the crown.
Let's add antennas. That would maybe make it more cyber, but what could I use for antennas? Let me see. I'm looking at my jewelry things. Oh, we have not done rings yet. I have actually the ring to match the necklace. And maybe some pins, but I don't think anything in the theme. So, okay, we said the side with the frames, right? You like the stars a lot, but do you like the small crown on the side? Should I keep the crown or not? That's the whole question. I feel like the things are actually hidden. Or they're so not straight. I'm so sorry. I'll fix that later.
The crown throws it off.
Yeah, 2% says that, so maybe I should remove that. I think. Let's see.
Any star wand or such, stick them on a hair stick.
Wand or such. Stick them like hair sticks. Okay, like I said, I actually don't have props that much because I'm always handing thing. Oh, the freaky angel! Hi.
Bye bye crown.
Oh, that was your ID to add antennas. I'm sorry. When you try to adjust things and your camera is opposite side, it's not easy. So really no, I don't have anything to make antennas. Not really. Sorry. Okay, I still need the belt. Can I put everything a little bit forward so you can see more of the coordinates? Let's try to not break anything. It's kind of hard. Basically there's a table and then a chair on top and my computer on top. So and so yeah, it's hard. I'm so sorry. I will just jump a little bit so you can see the whole coordinate. So here's the belt again. So other things that I forgot that I should add to this coordinate, let me know. Except for rings that I will do in a minute. I'm really wondering what I could add to make it more cyber, because it's really not something that I have in my wardrobe.
Joe, we have a question for you.
Yeah?
How kawaii would you rate Mana-sama?
I said that everybody can be kawaii, so I think that Mana-sama can be as kawaii as he wants. And so I think that he is the inspiration for every Lolita, like the beginning. So even the OTT sweet Lolitas that are super kawaii, technically are that because of some Mana-sama. So I said that Mana-sama is the OG Kawaii inspiration? Fight me on that.
We won't.
We'll join you.
Okay, wrist ups. So, okay, we said white on top, right? So those questions were kind of different from what I expected, but very fun. So if people in the chat have equally questioning questions, feel free to ask them. So, okay, I'm trying to put them backwards so we don't see the flower that is completely out of the theme, but there's a big seam here, but I don't think that's such a problem, but we don't see the small star here. That's a little bit sad, but
So cute.
Super cute.
it's like the secret that if you're close enough you can see, and
I love that. The comment section says Manasama is ultimate kawaii and
Yay!
kawaii supreme. Did you have some kind of other idols when growing up? Lolita idols?
Sorry, you said, did I have some Lolita idols when growing up?
Yes.
I was more like a Misako idol than Manasama, to be honest. And also in the Kawaii department, Sebastian Masuda is a very big idol. Oh, what prompted you to create your YouTube channel? That's interesting. Star Wars cast theme fashion show, but in Lolita. Would you do it? Actually, we did the collection with Fluff Story, Princess Leia, so we started with 2 Jedis, so maybe we could do that. But yeah, we could definitely do Star Wars theme fashion show. That would be amazing. I think that Jedi Lolita could be kind of cool, and even the all Amidalla's coordinates also. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So while I put my shoes, I'll answer what inspired me to start my YouTube channel. I actually I don't know, it's been a while since I wanted to do YouTube, but I did not really know what to do. And when I was coaching cheerleading almost full time at some point, and then I stopped quite one day to the other, and then I had so much more time, so I started actually crafting things and crafting accessories to go with my dresses and everything. And so when I was showing that to my friend, she said, oh, you should do a video tutorial about that. And I was like, okay, maybe this is what I should do on my channel. And I think that my first 5 or 10 videos were actually accessories, and then I switched that because I don't have time to do that anymore. But I started a lot of different things, all the things that I liked at the moment in my channel, and then Lolita fashion was the most the thing that worked the most popular. So I stayed with doing Lolita videos, and it was 4 years ago. Okay, rings. Let me show you. I have the perfect one. Do I have another one that will work? At least this one, which is exactly like the one for the necklace.
That's perfect.
It's like almost like you can see. How can I show you the print? Almost like the print.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So let's do that. And the other one is a cross that are in the same color. And no, I don't really see anything else that would be good. Oh, you can have a look at my accessories if you want quickly. But yeah,
that's mostly so organized.
Exactly.
Mirror.
Motion.
Exactly.
You can open.
Wow.
Oh, we don't have earrings, so maybe just the fluffy ones would be the only one that would fit.
Let's go with the fluff.
Okay. Because we established that there was Kawaii as fluff. So maybe if I lift the hair, then it will be even more visible.
Yeah, I think it will look amazing when you have the buns on.
Yeah. So I was actually afraid that we could not put the coordinate together, and I was able to make it and then wear it in 45 minutes. That's impressive. So should I even try to make it up now while I keep talking to you, or
Do you
should I
have
do
pins nearby?
Sorry?
Do you have hairpins nearby?
I can have them quite easily, but I don't know if I manage to. I'm not even sure how to do that. Should I first do like a braid and then roll it? Maybe.
A good idea.
Oh, the studio sound is much better. Yay!
Yay! Thank you, tech team.
Okay, so I will try to bring some things here, but we'll see. Feel free to keep asking questions. I'm gonna be right back.
And for your information at home as well, if you want to do this challenge team with Cyber, Galactic, and Space, then please feel free to try it out.
Absolutely. And if you post it somewhere, please tag us or use a hashtag #HelloGalaxy. We will see them and we will enjoy them.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you can still send more questions for Joe or for Nisa.
Yay. So I have tons. Should be good. Sorry, that was just a mini break. Okay, so let's do braids. I'm not sure how I can do that. This wig is so so hard.
It's really long.
Yeah, and I don't like it because it gets so tangled, and the short ones get less tangled, and so it's way easier to just. I don't have time after wearing a coordinate to just spend like an hour combing all my different wigs all the time. So I'm just too lazy for that. So. Anyone have other questions, or we can talk about Star Wars if you want. I really love that one.
What's your favorite character in Star Wars?
Oh my god, what's my favorite character in Star Wars? I feel like all the three trilogies have different good for characters. I definitely feel that it's all the female lead except for Amidala that we talked about are very good inspiration. So I think in the first, of course, Leia was my favorite, and then I really like the female characters, but I would say my ultimate favorite of all is actually R2D2. I don't know, I just like him so much. And there was an exhibition called Identities or something like that, and it was very interesting. It was based on all the Star Wars characters, but it asked you a lot of questions about what really makes your identity. Is it where you come from? Is it your parents? Is it the experiences that you have? Everything. And all through this exhibition, it showed those identity questions based with the Star Wars characters, and that was very fun. And at some point, you had to say who was your leader, or I don't remember, like your sensei, and you had all the different characters, and based on your what you believed and how you would react to different situations. And it said that R2D2 was mine. And so from now I said, yeah, absolutely, I've always liked him. And I've actually seen him in Disney. So adorable. So yeah, after the lovely badass princesses, I actually love R2D2 most.
I think R2D2 would make a wonderful OG accessory.
Oh my god, yes. And also BB-8 is very cute too. But yeah, you cannot beat my OG. See my weeks. It's terrible.
So, do you
what about your favorite characters, guys? Let me know. What about you? In the studio, who do you like best?
Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Oh dear.
That's a good question.
Oh dear.
I used to love Qui-Gon so much.
Oh, nice.
For Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I kind of like that, like space hermit kind of feel, like that boho
He's so
chic.
cool. Yeah.
He has.
Oh, nice.
I used to
Darth
have a crush
Vader?
on Qui-Gon.
When I was a kid, I used to have a crush on that red-faced with horns. What's his name?
Yeah, like Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. That's
Yeah.
the one. When I was a kid, I
Yeah,
used to have a crush.
yeah.
Darth Maul is
Yep.
coolest
I
thing
was
ever.
I was a gloomy kid.
Okay, terrible braids, but I'll try something. The fourth
Yes, it's true. This one, absolutely. That was a great comment from the Freaky Angel. Thank you for that contribution. It's amazing.
He's got horn.
So did I.
I'm not even sure how to make that stay. Small feedback going on. Okay. He's got the RBF as well. What is RBF? Resting beach face. Oh yeah. I see what you mean.
Do you know though who has the greatest resting face?
Who?
Well, of course, Vader.
I want to know his skincare routine.
How does he get so shiny?
And pale.
Like by falling on lava and spending years inside a suit.
Goals. I mean, that look is iconic. He definitely has a signature look.
It's like the ultimate gothic.
Absolutely.
Goals.
I have no idea.
I really like Anakin's, like the black Jedi.
Yeah, the robe.
Attire
Yeah,
that he had. It's like really nice looking. And when Luke has his white one in later film, like on the first films, it's like a nice contrast. I'm like, I am not you, father, but
yeah, definitely.
Genius.
It looks so
Costuming
good.
genius.
Yes, I do love the black robe.
It's very stylish. What t-shirt?
Yeah, can Marcia make like a Jedi Knight robe kind of thing for next event, please? Manasama.
Oh, Manasama as a Darth Vader.
Yes, please.
Joe could come as Princess Leia, and
Can I be Jabba?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's going to be me.
Oh. Oh, the buns are looking good.
Oh, they're so cute.
I have no idea what I'm doing. It's something. Maybe if I had done this in my mirror instead of just looking at a tiny picture of myself on my computer that is reversed, maybe I could have done something better. But
looks good to us.
So fluffy.
Yay! No, I think it's finished. Do you say it's galactic enough? But it's definitely not cyber.
Almost like a galactic naval officer kind of look, like with the white attire and everything, and with the navy going on. It's very, very cute, and I like it. It's like very elegant and adorable. The shoes are great. I can see you as a captain of a spaceship.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
thank
will
you.
come and captain our spaceship now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would you add anything?
Me? Would I add anything? Oh yeah, I said maybe we could add some things after. Like I feel like it needs more navy on the top because there's practically no navy. So maybe one of those bows, but somewhere like something like
Yeah, like something interesting.
this one to not hide too much. Let's see if I can slide it inside of the, yeah, and then hide it and make it straight. Okay, let me make it straight in front of the mirror. That will be easier. Yeah, for photos, I will definitely fix it, but I think it's better because it adds more navy to the whole.
Ties it together nicely.
Absolutely.
I never actually tried my wigs, so I think it's nice.
You look like a space princess.
Thank you. That was the goal, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of nearing to the lunch break. So one last question, if you have to Fluffy Tori, we'll take it. Quickly, somebody now in the chat. One more question, and then we'll wrap this up. Anybody?
I will drink while I wait.
Absolutely. Well, since nobody wants to ask, I will do it. Yes, this is my time. So, do you have any old school or newer sci-fi favorites besides Star Wars?
Let me see. Oh, it's definitely not old school, but it's a very new. I just saw that last week on Netflix. It's called Space Sweepers, and it's amazingly good. It's the level of Star Wars cool. The characters are amazing. The story is amazing. So if you have not watched Space Sweepers, go watch it. Yeah, but also in all languages. It's awesome. So go watch Space Sweepers.
There you heard it, guys. After the event, you will have something to watch. So thank you so much for Fluffy Tori and Joe for participating. We're so stoked to have you here, and thank you for all of this that you made for us, and thank you to you guys in the chat for participating with us and sending questions and attending.
We will definitely be posting pictures of Joe's Coord to our channels on Instagram, Facebook, so look forward to them. And if you want to have your own coordinates posted, please send them to us using hashtag #HelloGalaxy.
Yay.
And now,
it was so fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Fluffy Tori, and thank you, Joe, for so much for participating.
The Coord looks amazing.
You look amazing.
Thank you for your help in the chat. That was really great to do that with you guys.
Thank you.
And you in the future, you help so much. Thank you.
Okay, so next we'll be serving some lunch, and we all hope that you will have a nice break. It'll be from 2 o'clock to 3:30, and after that we will continue with some designer talk about sustainability in Lolita fashion. But until then, remember to lift the teacup on your own lips before helping others. Thank you.